I am going to teach you the only crossing tricks you need right now. We know crossing is one of the most overpowered things in this game. Still, many of you struggle to score your crosses. Here is the issue with that. Many people think we are going to do Ghost SPC, buy Haaland, put them on the back post, and we will be able to score countless crosses. Well, half of that is true and half of that is not true. Obviously, the first thing we need to do is to have a player with aerial plus on the back post. But there are certain formations which make back post crossing better than the other formations. Let's take the 4-3-2-1 for example. In the 4-3-2-1, we have LF and RM. They are more central compared to our LM and RM. This formation is great for flick on crosses, which we will discuss in a while. This is a 4-4-1-1 and it has LM and RM, which sit way wider compared to an LF and RF. Now, this formation is great for scoring direct crosses because your LM and RM will always be against the opponent's fullback in most of the situations, I must say. However, for the flick on crosses, because you need your player to be situated centrally, you will often find that they are not in the right positions compared to the 4-3-2-1. So it is very important to know that the way you cross also depends a little bit on which formation you are playing. And if that confused you, don't worry, because I will explain what are flick on crosses, what are direct crosses, and how you can score each one of them. But firstly, what we want to do is create the space for the cross, okay? It is not just as simple as going here and pressing square. This is the problem which most people have. You have to go in a certain position and create the space for that position to be able to time your cross perfectly. Okay, the first thing we are gonna do is to actually create the space for the cross. The delivery of the cross is way more important. All right, now see here, I can cross right now, but why am I not crossing? Why am I holding R1? Why am I waiting? Because I want my Haaland, I am playing a 4-4-1-1 formation, to be on the back post. So I want to kill time. So how will I do that? I will do that by using R1 dribbling and then afterwards performing a ball roll. Why do I perform a ball roll? I perform a ball roll. Still, Haaland is way far away from the fullback. So what should I do? I can take another touch here and then wait for Haaland to be against the fullback and then go for the cross. See, you have to focus on two things. Number one would be positioning of your player. You want him to be standing somewhere around here. Second would be the delivery. You want to time your delivery. When he is there, don't delay it. And do not make it early. You have to find the sweet spot. So see, when he makes the run, that is when we are gonna go for the cross. But if I didn't take extra touches, if I didn't hold R1, if I didn't do the ball roll, if I didn't wait for him to be in the right position, the cross will not be successful. See, again here, what are we doing? We are bursting in the byline. I can also take Mbappe and run down. Okay, but I want to score the cross. So how am I going? I'm going straight. I want to go straight because once I go straight, I know that there is an opportunity that I can cross the ball to Haaland. And see guys, what happens? We are going down, down, and now we see Haaland is making the run. When the player is striding towards the back post, that is usually the best time to cross the ball. We will cross, the cross is going to land here, but he will still be able to connect to it. These are byline crosses. If you focus on positioning and timing of the cross, like I just explained, you will score a lot of these crosses and they are very easy to score. We are playing a 4-3-2-1. Haaland is the LF. And you see how we go from midfield to our LF and bypass his defense. This is called a knockdown header. Now, I am not saying that it is not possible with other formations, but like I said, because of how our players position themselves, he is very central, okay? And now this guy, he is my CM, the attacking CM in the 4-3-2-1, the one on balanced cover wing. So he is making a run forward. I'm using Chevy because he has long ball pass. Plus, I'm going to use L1 square, okay? L1 square towards Haaland. We're going to use L1 square towards Haaland, lift the ball up, and then pass the ball to one of the guys making a run forward. This is called a knockdown header. So this is another way of crossing, which is really overpowered in this game. See, we flick the ball, it goes high in the air, we pass it down, end up scoring the goal. So whenever you want to do this kind of crossing, you want to ideally play a 4-3-2-1. You can still score direct crosses in the 4-3-2-1. But like I said, ideally you want to play this formation 4-3-2-1 for these types of crosses and have a player with long ball pass plus, LF or RF with aerial plus. When they are positioned centrally, go with this. Again, focus on the timing. If you have passes, if I didn't have Arda Güler making this run, I wouldn't go for this. I would do something else. I would delay my pass. This game is all about timing. You have to time your decisions, okay? If you do not actually pay attention to the timing of runs, timing of passes, then you will struggle. So we time it correctly. We see he's making a run, knock the ball down to him. Boom. Easy goals. Okay. This is the key. One more thing that I forgot to mention, guys, I always use an L1 square. Okay, that would be LBX on the Xbox. You want to use this kind of cross because it goes high in the air. It gives you more opportunity to win the ball against the fullbacks. L1 square, and just point the left stick towards the direction of your player. So my left stick is pointing like this. I just used L1 square. That is it. The next cross we are going to learn is a player lock cross. It is very good. It is very situational, but still very good. You can combine it for both byline crosses as well as the knockdown, like I showed you. The player lock gives us the ability to manually position our players, right? See what happens. We see Vego's making a run. The run isn't as perfect. So what do? He's too far away. I player lock towards him. I position him manually and then I ask for a cross from the player. Now see guys, when do you want to use player locks? When you see the opponent is really good and his fullbacks have aerial plus, he's moving the goalkeepers and you want something extra. That is when you can use a player lock cross, or you can even cancel the player lock so he gets confused. How do you activate the player lock? It's pretty simple. L3 plus R3, click these sticks in, LS plus RS, and then flick the right stick towards the player on the back post and then just ask for a cross. See, the cross goes perfectly over here in the air and then we end up scoring the goal. Even with knockdowns, sometimes your players are hugging the opponent's defender. Let's say this wasn't Gabriel, this was Van Dijk. It's a big chance that Van Dijk can win this header. So what can I do? I can player lock into Haaland, move him away from Van Dijk, and then ask for the cross. Player lock does give you the ability to manually position your players, which is great, and it helps in crossing as well. Just follow the steps I showed you and you'll score a lot of crosses. Crossing is easy. Just know the difference between all the crosses we discussed and you will score a lot of them. Now I want you to check this video out here to learn this overpowered 4-4-1-1 custom tactic.